Hey guys, how's it going? This is a little impromptu video. Man, I found some good stuff. So, nothing near like the diecast haul, but this is pretty good and fun too. And I couldn't record, they didn't want me to record because I asked. But basically, it was from a Facebook group. This couple closed on a house, they do flips. And it was a house full of stuff, and they were saying just anybody wants to come out. They were giving a lot of stuff away for free, but they would be selling some items that would come on out. So this was me laying in bed scrolling through Facebook when I first wake up, found the post, and I was like the first one to comment and first one there, and it was fun. I mean, it was definitely a hoarder's house. Definitely would have been great video content. But yeah, they wouldn't let me film. Anyway, I wound up paying $250 for everything. I got about between 50 and 80 records, some antique books, some antique hats, like wool hats, like top hats, you know, the gangster style hats, old Stetson. A bunch of cool little things, and probably 400 or 500 like 35 millimeter slides, and I have no idea what the content is. So yeah, I'm basically just going to show you everything one at a time in the next clip at my office. So if that's not something you're interested in, I get it. But yeah, there's some really cool things. I have no idea the value of some of this stuff, and quite frankly, I hope some of it's worth a bit. I think some of the hat box in particular might be worth some good money, but I have no clue. So stick around and see you in a second. And for me, it might be a couple days, but yeah, I'll see you. Alright guys, I'm back. Today is still Tuesday. I just went home, took a break, because digging through a hoarder house for 3 hours is pretty tiring, especially on your like ankles and knees when you're standing on a bunch of crap trying to balance when you're fat. Yeah. Anyway, so I had to come back to the office. I really wasn't planning on coming to work today, but here I am because I have 2 orders I gotta ship out. Since I didn't ship yesterday, I shipped all my stuff Sunday. 2 things came up due to ship within 24 hours, so let me get those off, show you what they are real quick, and then I'm going to show you, I have 4 things that I've carried up for my truck that I'm going to show you real quick. Some of it's probably some of the best stuff that I could probably wait to the end of this video to keep you all watching the whole time, but I'm going to show you anyway. But first thing I sold is this dollhouse, a little plastic dresser. This is probably from the 60s if I remember correctly. Yeah, 1969, Ideal Toy Company. See, it's just hollow, little wooden dresser. I have 3 totes full of this kind of dollhouse furniture that I got from this estate sale. For $200, I paid for all of it. It sounds like a lot, but it's at least 400 pieces. So, you know, it's like, I can't do the math right now, I'm tired. It should be easy, like 50 cents, I guess, a piece or less. But this sold for $12.99 plus $4.70 shipping. I only have maybe a dozen or less dollhouse pieces listed, and I've already sold 2. What I think I'm going to do with that stuff, though, is do Whatnot. I applied for my seller account yesterday on Whatnot. If you don't know what that is, I don't have a referral link, so I'm not trying to sell it. But it's an online auction, live auction, where you can set up live auctions for a minute or less, 30 seconds, to sell off stuff. Start things at $1, and people will bid on it. So I'm not expecting to make a lot of money off of it, because when you're new to Whatnot, you don't have a lot of followers. So yeah, but I'm gonna give it a shot because it's a ton of dollhouse furniture. And finally, the second thing I gotta ship out here is a official U.S. issue body bag. So I got 3 of these, probably a year and a half, 2 years ago at an estate sale. Was I don't even know how much. I probably have less than a couple bucks into this. But this one sold for $35 plus free shipping. I had 3 total. I sold the first one for like $50-ish, and the second one for $40-ish, and this one for $35. So good money, even though it took a while. But you know, I don't care. All right, next thing I'm going to show you is several hats. 2 of them are antique for sure. I have no idea the value of this stuff. I just grabbed it because I know some of these old hats can do well. First thing here is a military hat. Not sure the age yet. It's pretty dirty, and it's kind of has a musty smell. Not really, no, but the house was pretty musty. I wore a mask. But the reason why I grabbed this one is because it says it was made in, well, it says New York and London. So I feel like it's an older hat, and based off what I was told, the guy was an antique collector, and there was other military hats there that were just too far gone that looked World War II to me, but they were too far ate up from bugs and dry rotted. This one is actually in good shape, so it might not be worth nothing. It might be, you know, $10, $40, who knows. But I grabbed it. All right, next up was in a hat box, and it looks like there's another hat in it. This is covered in. This is a woman's hat here, covered in feathers. It looks like. So I have no idea what that is. I just thought it was a bag of leaves holding the shape of this beret here. It's, see, it has a little horse pin on there, and I picked it up because I'm hoping that's gold. But I don't know. It's 100% wool by a country gentleman. So this is definitely vintage at the very least. But I'm thinking whenever this was in style, I don't know. But I'm hoping that's gold. So we'll see. Let's take this out of the bag. Let's see what we have. Looks like it's 2 hats. So I think these look like 20ish or 30ish from movies I've seen. I don't know. If you know anything about this stuff, this one's covered, look like, in feathers. Yeah, and there's no maker's marks inside. So I don't know. What do you think? Did I do good with these or not? I didn't even know this was part of the deal. I just grabbed the box because it had a men's beret in it that was 100% wool. Alright, next up we got another hat I have no clue about. There's actually with other stuff in the bag. This is kind of moldy too. I'm going to have to clean this up. This is like I don't want to guess, but it's from the Citadel, which is a military college down near Charleston. This kind of looks pretty old to me because of this seal here, but I thought that was kind of cool. There's a New Year's thing in here with real feathers that's just falling apart, so on the trash. Yeah, but I thought this was cool. There is some mold on the leather here, but it's not so bad that I can't clean that. And it is marked inside. I don't know if it matters for this kind of hat, so I don't even know if it's valuable or not. Can't really read it. Looks like made in Florida or something. I don't know. But they had this one well protected, and it's in really good shape. So there's a couple other things in here. Another hat. Oh, I hope it's a hat. Okay. This is like a, what is that? It's definitely feathers of some kind mounted on something. As you can see, it has this on it right here. I have no idea what that is. Something you put in your hair? I don't know. Again, what do you think? Alright, another pouch here. Alright. Shriners, I think. Is this what this is? Shriner's hat? Jamil Temple. So I don't know the value on that. It's pretty old too. Mold on the leather band inside. But I don't know. It has like a Egyptian thing. Little man there. So tassels in good shape. But yeah, I don't know if that's worth anything or not either. We have a Jamil Temple in Colombia. Oh, does that feather? Where'd that feather go? Alright, those black feathers go in here. There's a slot. So that's what those feathers go to. So that might have just increased the value a little bit. I don't know. Alright, I'm trying to be quick because I don't want to edit. So that if what you see is what you're going to get when I put this video out. Next here, this was buried deep in a closet. Stetson. And if you know anything about hats, you know Stetson is a really good brand of hat to look out for. So there's two hats in here. This one is pretty trash, so I don't think I'm gonna be able to sell this one or not. Actually, there's three hats in here if you want to count this one. Lady of a Noble. So I don't know, that might be Jamil Temple related still. It's the same brand as inside the Jamil Temple hat, but we got a pin here with some probably some fake diamonds on it, probably rhinestone. But it was inside this hat here. This is definitely vintage, and some of these can be worth quite a good money if the brand is right. I've sold anywhere between 50 and up for hats like this, but the bill's all dry rotted and cracking. So it's called Hitman. I guess that's the brand. That's the only mark I can see other than it's a 7 1/4 hat. So I might try selling that. I don't know yet. But it was inside this hat. I think more so to keep its shape. We got a vintage Stetson. It used to have a feather, but it's worn. There is some bug holes in the wool here, or whatever this is made with. So Stetson inside. I'm not taking that out because it's in there pretty firmly. So it's not in the best shape, but some of these can go for quite a bit of money, and it depends. It's stuck. A lot of these will have X's on the bill. The more X's in a row, the more quality this is. The best one I found is a 5X Stetson. And let's see if I can see real fast. Okay, it came out. It's a 4X Stetson. So it's not the best quality, but it's better than average. So I would say 3X's is probably average, and I'm just guessing because it just sounds like that's what it should be. Alright, that could be a $50 hat. It could be 40, I don't know. But anyway, that's all for now. I'll see you in a second with some more stuff. Alright, quick update while I have a little time. I think those little women's hats with the feathers on it are actually going to be better than the Citadel marching band hat. Even though I couldn't find the marching band hat like it on eBay, other marching band hats weren't selling very well. I did find the emblem for the hat sell on Terapeak, about 8 months ago for $8. So who knows how much that hat's worth. Um, but on average, I think I saw some of these selling for like 30 to 40 bucks. Um, I couldn't find ones with feathers on it like this, so who knows what it's worth. And the Jamil Temple hat, I have no idea. Can't find anything. I don't even know what Jamil Temple is. Is it Masonic? You know, is it a Shriners? Is it its own thing? I don't know. Yeah. So, and the berets in question, I haven't had time to look at the pin. I literally just looked up the stuff after I filmed that last part. And this hat might be alright too. Um, yeah. This is probably going to be one of those gut hats prices. I'm just going to throw it up for 50, 60 bucks maybe and hope for the best. Alright guys, I am back. Today is Wednesday. I have a couple more items that I brought from the truck. I bring up a little bit at a time because I'm not going to kill myself going up and down them stairs a million times. But a few more hats here, and I think these are the better ones than what I showed you yesterday. Alright. So we got a hat. I guess this would be like a boiler hat. I'm not actually sure. It's 100% wool. It says plain air merino on it on the under here, and it's an extra large, and it doesn't fit my head, and it's an extra large. So yeah. I have no idea the value on these. I just know these are typically good to pick up if they're cheap enough. Alright, and next up, these are pretty cool, and something else, I have no idea what they're worth. I'm pretty sure they're old. I just don't know how old they are. But we got some safari hats. I think you would see these in a Jungle Book if I remember right. I'm not sure, but these say made in India on the bottom here, and they just look old. This is the one that's in better shape. You can tell they're different sizes, so probably a men's and a woman's. This one just says made in India, sunproof. So it just looks old. The only problem with this hat here is there's a nice stain on the top, so I don't know if I'll be able to get that out. If it's worth enough money, it's not going to matter. Alright, we're going to skip to an electronic that I thought was really cool, and then probably hopefully show you the best find of my haul. So you can just tune the rest out. No, I'm just kidding. There's some other good stuff. I just thought this was interesting. This was still plugged into the wall and was buried under, the cord was buried under mounds of stuff. So I had to cut it. It's all right, it'll unscrew. This is just the phone line. So nobody's gonna buy this to use, but this is actually like a phone in like a box here. So it's kind of cool. I think it might be Bakelite. It's pretty old. It's a Decotel personal telephone. So it's pretty dirty, needs some cleaning up, but I thought it was pretty neat. So it's a Decotel model 5121B, American Telecommunications Corporation. So like I said, no idea on the value of this, just had to pick it up. Alright, this thing is definitely antique, and no idea if it's even worth anything, but this is an antique leather hat box. It says Oxford pure silk on the label here still. The straps work. I just have it unstrapped so I could take the hat out. It is ripped here on the lid, but yeah, that's pretty cool. A little suitcase for a hat. It's felt lined, and it has definitely an antique, like I think this is a boiler hat. I'm pretty sure these are like the hats you would see like business people in Western movies wear. I'm not even, let's see, yeah, it doesn't even come close to fitting. Even the sticker on it looks really old. It says UNIC, inside, and that is it. But yeah, it has some wear to it. But yeah, I think that's really cool. Like I said, this guy was an antique collector, so if this is like, from the 1800s, that should be, imagining that should be worth something pretty good. Hopefully more than what I paid for everything is what I'm hoping. But that's it for right now. When I bring up some more from upstairs from my truck, I will show you those in a second. Hey guys, I'm back. I had one more thing to show you. So it's in my pocket. Just forgot about it. But this is a bronze medallion, Brook Green Gardens, so, South Carolina. I don't know the value of this either. I just grabbed it because it's bronze. So, 1997 medallion of art. Medallic Art Company, Sioux Falls, South Dakota. So I don't know, it's kind of cool. And about the age of this boiler hat, derby hat, I don't really know what age it is. I said something about Western days, but I don't think it's that old. Who knows? I don't know. But I see a really beat up hat box listed from the 1800s for $250. Of course, it's listed. It's not sale price. And I see other like derby hats that are saying they're from the 1920s and 30s, selling for 80 to 100. So that's pretty good. Mine's pretty rough shape, so which makes me think it's older, but that doesn't mean anything either. So anyway, see you in a second for the other stuff I got. Hey guys, I'm back. Today is the same day as the last cut. I brought two more things up from the truck, and I'm gonna show them to you real quick. The first one, I'm not as excited about as I was. I found the actual part of it on eBay for $20 plus shipping. So we got this historic camera here. It's a JVC color video camera. I guess it's one like a studio you would use or something, but they're like for plugs, and because there's nowhere for a tape or anything. So just this box is on eBay for sale for $20 plus 12 shipping. So I have no idea what this is worth. It's probably a collector piece at this point, or for a movie studio or something. But I thought it was cool, so there's that. I wanted to talk about this hat. It's called like a pith hat, I think. I looked at it up a couple hours ago. I don't remember. So these are not super valuable, but they're definitely worth selling. This one's not though, because the strap here is broken, and the staying just puts it over the top for me to even try to list it. But the other hat's in great shape, and if I remember correctly, it was about $45-50 for that hat, but I don't remember because it was, like I said, a few hours ago already. Next up is this huge jar of matchbooks. Matchbooks can be pretty sought after, pretty collectible. I don't know much about them to know what is and what isn't, but I felt like I just had to buy this whole big glass jar. This glass jar might be valuable too. I don't know. It has an eagle imprinted or embossed on the front here with 4 stars under it, so I have no idea what that means. There's another marking here on the back, and it says it's SOAS, it looks like. Oh, there's more. I can't read it just because it's all blending in. So there's a number on the bottom, 1858, with a star. So yeah, I don't know if I would want to ship that big old glass jar anyway. Alright, the only thing left now in my truck are 2 totes full of stuff. I brought up all the little odds and ends, so we'll get that here for you in a second. Today is Thursday. I brought a tote up and it was heavy. This is most of the records. I'm not going to show you every single record because that'd just be ridiculous, but I am going to thumb through and get the best ones that I think are the best ones and show you those. But first, here is some Linux ornaments. These aren't worth a lot. I looked up the one that's the ring here, this one, and only one has sold for $5 plus like $5.90 shipping, and there's like 18 listed. So yeah, I'm not expecting to get a lot of money for these. They might not sell until next Christmas. Um, but hey, I got them. They were Linux, so I had to get them. Little info about this hat box. I'm pretty sure it's from the Victorian era, and that's as much research as I've done. So I'm not sure it's worth yet, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be worth pretty good money. Next up is some binders. So these were up in the closet stacked like this, and at first I thought they were coins, because not graded coins, but a lot of people put coins in between a cardboard sleeve like that. So I got excited about it, and then immediately wasn't excited because I figured they were coins that the new owners of the house weren't going to give them to me or sell them to me anyway. But these are slides, 35 millimeter. Depending on content, some of these can sell quite well, but I have no clue what's on this stuff. I just grabbed them. I have 4 binders of slides like this. Alright, next up we have a Kenwood vintage microphone. It's model number MC501. This also has no sales in the last 90 days, but it's in pretty good shape. It's complete with the box. So if I can get 20 bucks for it, you know, cool. If not, yeah. Alright, this is like a 10 type photo. Pretty sure it's from the late 1800s. Maybe they did these in the early 1900s. Not sure. I know it's at least from the 1800s probably. This was just thrown in, but I wanted to show it to you because I actually look for this kind of stuff too. I know if this was like a Civil War dude with weapons and stuff, that this would be pretty decent money, but since it's just a lady in a dress standing by a chair, I'm not sure it's worth much at all. This up is a puzzle, and the only reason why I grabbed this thing is it's still sealed. It actually has Goodwill stickers all over it. I can't read the date. It looks like it's from yeah, I can't read any of those years. They're too faded. But yeah, original price at Goodwill is $4.99. This is actually a decent brand for puzzles, FX Schmidt. Like I said, that plastic's going to clean right up. This might be a $20 or $25 puzzle, but who knows. I actually looked for this on eBay and I couldn't find any sold, and the listing, the app stopped circling, so I got tired of looking. But yeah, it is what it is. Huh? I did get a couple 45s while I was there too. I don't know what they're worth again, but they're in really good condition. This is a single of Madonna. Madonna. I can't see what song it is. It says "Live to Tell." Okay, so "Live to Tell" single from Madonna. Like I said, I don't know what it's worth, and the rest of these are theme songs to famous movies from the 70s and 80s. We got Jaws, Rocky 3, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, and a theme from SWAT. So yeah, I thought those were cool, so I figured I'd grab them. And like I said, I don't know what this stuff's worth. I haven't looked this up, and I won't know what it's worth until I take pictures of it and get ready to list. Alright guys, in my attempt to do the least amount of editing possible, because I still like to make videos and share what I found with people, I bought this little Bluetooth receiver here, little shutter control, and the last 2 clips didn't even record. My camera had closed out, so I'm gonna have to do it again, which is not that bad, but it's just a few records. I have 40-ish records here, and I pulled out about 6 of the best ones. I'm not gonna go over 40 records because a lot of these are probably $5 to $10 albums, but these are probably the better ones, and we'll go through these real quick. So 2 of these records is Madonna, Like a Virgin, and on camera that didn't record. This is the only record that I looked up yesterday because it's the only one I could remember. And if this was a white vinyl inside, it would have been like a $90 to $100 record, but they're not. And I checked those on camera, so you didn't get to see my disappointment. Anyway, these are probably between $20 to $30 records. One is about 30 and one's about 20 because the $20 one's chewed up. So this one on top is in excellent condition. They've never been played, so it's at least 30. I'm hoping. Uh, Showing that one last because it's the best one. But we got Leonard Skinner. Again, I'm not sure the value on this one either because I didn't know the title of the album. So one more from the road. It's a special price 2 record set. And yeah, that's one of the ones I got. And then we got another classic rock band called the Guess Who, and that one is still in the shrink. Which, if they're still in the shrink, that makes them more valuable because it's better protected. And then we got the theme song to the first Rocky. So I always look for soundtrack LPs to famous movies like this because even this might be a $10 or $15 record, but still, if I buy it for $1 or $2 at an estate sale, it's just bread and butter. So who knows? This could be worth more than 15, but I don't know because some soundtracks do sell better than others. And then the best one here is the Beatles, and it's I don't know the title of the album because I haven't taken the LP out all the way, but it has "Hey Jude" on it, which is probably one of their most famous songs, I would think. And this album is still in the shrink, and the record itself is in excellent condition. It's the Beatles again is the name of the record. So hoping this one's a winner. If it's a first pressing, it could very well be pretty valuable, but I don't know until I look them up, and I use Discogs to verify first pressings on albums like this. I don't look up every album as a first pressing because it doesn't matter for some people. When I say some people, I mean some bands and artists. It doesn't matter who they are, if it's a first pressing or not. People don't want to buy them, they're not going to buy it. But with all that said, I have one tote left to bring up here, and I'm not doing it today because I'm sore. I was at the gym a couple hours ago, and I'm not carrying another heavy tote up the stairs. So this place is a wreck. I have crap to list laying everywhere, and I need to get started on that. So I will see you in a second, but for me, it'll probably be tomorrow before I wrap up this video with stuff I found. So see you then. Alright guys, I am back, and today is Friday, so it's taken me a whole 4 days to get all this crap upstairs. This is the heaviest tote. It's mostly full of books, so let's get started. Alright, first off is a bunch of these spiral bound cookbooks. I don't know if they're worth anything, but I like to pick these up because I know cookbooks can be worth some money, and I usually do pretty okay with this stuff. It's bread and butter, you know, 15, 20 bucks to $10. It just depends. Some of these can be pretty decent, so I usually get them. And like I said, I was just throwing stuff in a big pile. So I have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like 5, but I'm pretty sure I got more. They're buried here, but I'm not going to show you all these. I'm just letting you know I got quite a few. Next up, I have no idea if this was a good pickup or not. These are like, I guess, tops for like a poster bed, I'm guessing. I have 2 of these, but these take some crafting to make, so I figure I'd give it a try because I know like old hardware for houses sell pretty good, but maybe wood tops to poster beds might too. I don't know. Like I said, I got 2 of them, and they both look like they're that looks like it's been intentionally cut out that way, so I don't know if it's going to be worth anything, but like I said, I just grabbed them. Up, I literally only grabbed one because I saw Dominic, Primetime Treasure Hunter, grab one in one of his latest videos. I forgot what it's even called, but I'm pretty sure it just holds like artificial flowers, but this is made of glass, so I just grabbed it. Up, I got 2 hockey bobbleheads. This is the Carolina Hurricanes. I know nothing about hockey. I don't even know if Carolina Hurricanes are a professional team or if they're like minor league or whatever, but this is one that's given away at a stadium, and this is a bobblehead of Brian DeMore. So like I said, I have no clue if it's worth anything. This guy might be a scrub and not be any good at all. So but like I said, I just grab stuff. Next up is another, I don't know. Um, it's a horse head here. It's pretty heavy, so it's definitely metal. I don't think it's bronze though, or it's probably like cast metal, some kind, die cast. I don't see any markings on it either, other than on the base, but I cannot make out what it says at all, because it's really faded. But yeah, I thought it was cool, and like I said, I mean, you can't really be picky in a house full of junk. I found in the kitchen, so I was digging through cabinets and everything. I found this old metal tin. This is definitely an older one, just because it says made in England on the back, and it doesn't have a UPC code anywhere on it, or the ingredients, which are required on this kind of stuff now. So it's mustard condiments, Rocky Valley Mills, Mansfield. There was quite a few other tins, but they were all new. This is the only one that looks old. Even the Eckerd sticker looks kind of old. So this might be worth, $10. Who knows? All right, next up is an old Bible. So this one's pretty rough shape, but it's from 1869. Last old Bible I sold for over $100, but it was a leather bound little pocket Bible. So I don't know if this is going to be worth anything. It is pretty rough. So as you can see. All right, next up, I'm hoping it's a good find. Like I said, just because these books are old doesn't make them valuable. But this is titled The Prose, Prose, Works of John Milton, and it's dated 1864. There's actually 2 volumes. I have both volumes 1 and 2, but volume 2 is pretty shot. It's missing the back cover, and it's been taped down here. So yeah, the binding's just gone, and this is the back of it. So I don't know if that's a good find. Like I said, just because it's old doesn't make it valuable. Old book from 1936. This is a book titled Columbia, 1786 to 1936. It's actually really nice shape on the outside. It looks kind of copperish and green tint to it. I don't know what it's worth, but it's cool. It's not an old book at all. It's the complete Sherlock Holmes Treasuries. It's literally in my last video. I just sold this exact book. Not this exact book, but the title. It took like 6 months to sell, and I sold it for $20, so I figured I'd grab it again. Bible. This is the comprehensive review, or like a study Bible from like 1950. It's leather bound, so I grabbed it. Like I said, it's another book. I have no clue if it's worth anything. All right, I got 2 books of this, volume 3 and volume 1. Unfortunately, couldn't find volume 2. This is titled Men of Mark in South Carolina. This is basically biographies of men who were in charge of South Carolina. This is copyrighted 1908, so it's in pretty decent shape for that old of a book. And like I said, I got the other copies right here. All right, a leather care program by Leather Master. I literally just got it because it's sealed. So another bobblehead. It's the same guy, just not in a box. So either the dude's been swapped, there's another name in that box, or he had 2, one with and one without a box. So it does have the hockey stick. I just took it out so it wouldn't get broke. So generally these bobbleheads that are issued at games are worth decent money, especially if it's famous dude. But I don't know if he's famous or not. Next up is West's South Carolina Digest, 2nd edition, 1783 to date. I have 3 volumes, volume 5, 9, and 11. That's all they had. Like I said, this is something else. I have no clue on value, but I picked them up anyway because it was just a big pile of stuff. And yeah, I don't know if these are worth anything. They're actually copyrighted 1991, so they're not even that old. And then finally, there is a big old stack of spiral bound cookbooks that I knew I had more of. And that's it. So what do y'all think? Think it was a good haul? I think it was okay. Yeah, I mean, the matchsticks are a big what if, and these books are what if. So a lot of this stuff I might wind up donating, but who knows? And the slides are what if too, because there could be some really good content on those slides, and I'll be able to make decent money on those. But with all that said, appreciate y'all watching this video. I really wanted to film in the place because it would have been a great film. It would have been a great video to make because it was just a wreck, and I know people like watching those kind of videos. I was stepping all over piles of stuff, digging in closets. Yeah, so it was really cool, and unfortunately, as it happens, it is what it is. And I appreciate you tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video.